Mark Benton sat on an old wooden bench in Riverside Park, a peaceful spot in a small American town where families came to relax after school and work. The sun hung low in the sky, casting warm orange light across the playground. Mark's 8-year-old son, Ethan, ran in circles near the swings, laughing freely as the cool breeze brushed past him. For Ethan, it was just another fun afternoon. For Mark, it was a rare moment to breathe. Life had not been easy lately. As a single dad, Mark balanced work at a local hardware store, household chores, and parenting, all while trying to stay strong for Ethan. Bills were stacked on the kitchen counter, his car needed repairs, and he barely slept more than a few hours each night. But he always made sure Ethan felt safe and loved. Today, sitting on that bench, Mark finally let his shoulders relax. Just as he leaned back, lost in thought, he heard a gentle voice. "Can I sit here?" Mark looked up. Standing in front of him was a teenage girl, around 14, maybe 15, with long brown hair tied into a neat ponytail. She held a pair of silver crutches and balanced on her left leg. Her right pant leg was neatly pinned, revealing she had only one leg. Her expression wasn't sad, just careful, as if she expected him to hesitate or turn her away. Mark immediately scooted over and said, "Of course. Please." The girl smiled politely and lowered herself onto the bench as gracefully as she could. She let out a small sigh of relief once she was seated. People passed by them. Joggers, parents pushing strollers, cyclists. Some of them glanced at her for a moment too long before quickly looking away. She didn't react, but Mark noticed. For a few seconds, they sat quietly, listening to the distant laughter and the rustling of autumn leaves. Mark wasn't sure if he should say something, but the girl broke the silence first. "I'm Lily," she said softly. "I usually sit over by the fountain, but today it was crowded." Lily kept her gaze on the playground, watching Ethan climb the small rock wall. Mark nodded. "I'm Mark, and that's my son, Ethan. He's a bit of a tornado." Lily let out a short giggle. "He looks fun." Mark studied her expression. She looked calm on the outside, but her eyes carried a mixture of bravery and loneliness, something he recognized too well. He didn't ask about her leg or what happened. He didn't want to make her uncomfortable. Instead, he offered a warm, quiet presence. After a moment, Lily glanced down at her hands. "Thanks for letting me sit here. Some people get weird." Mark shook his head gently. "Everyone deserves a place to sit. You don't need permission to be here." Lily's eyes lifted, and for a brief second, something softened inside her, something fragile yet grateful. In that simple moment, the park felt different, warmer, kinder, and neither of them knew that this small exchange would become the beginning of something meaningful for all three of them. Lily sat quietly beside Mark, her crutches leaning against the bench. The wind brushed her hair across her face, and she tucked it behind her ear with practiced ease. She seemed calmer now, though still a bit unsure. Mark could tell she wasn't used to people giving her space without questions or pity. Ethan spotted them from across the playground and sprinted over. Dad, did you see me climb the wall? I almost reached the top." Mark smiled. "I did. You were amazing." Ethan beamed, then noticed Lily. His curiosity was open and innocent, completely free of judgment. "Hi, I'm Ethan. What's your name?" Lily smiled back. "I'm Lily. Wanna see me do the monkey bars? I can almost go all the way across." Lily laughed softly. "Sure, I'd love to." Ethan dashed away again, proudly showing off his best moves. Lily watched him with genuine enjoyment. Children around them were playing, parents chatting, and dogs pulling on their leashes. But for Lily, sitting here felt different, safer, brighter. After a while, she said, "He's really sweet. Most kids, they stare, or whisper." Mark nodded, his voice gentle. "Kids notice things, but Ethan's been taught one thing: everyone is worth kindness." Lily's expression softened. She rubbed her thumb over the edge of her crutch. "I lost my leg 2 years ago. Car accident. People changed after that." She paused, not going into details. Her tone wasn't heavy, just honest. "Some friends stopped talking to me. Others treated me like I was fragile. Or like I didn't belong anymore." Mark listened carefully, not interrupting. "I'm sorry you had to go through that." "It's okay," she said, though her voice trembled just a little. "I've learned to be strong. But sometimes it gets lonely." Mark understood loneliness more than he liked to admit. After Ethan's mother left years ago, he spent months figuring out how to be both mom and dad. There were days he felt completely alone, so he knew how heavy Lily's words were. "You know," he said gently, "you're doing something a lot of people can't do, showing up. Being brave. That's not small." Lily blinked quickly, holding back unexpected emotion. "Thank you." Just then, Ethan trotted back, panting dramatically. "Did you see? I got almost all the way." Lily gave him a big smile. "You did great." Ethan plopped onto the bench beside her without hesitation. "Do you come here a lot?" "Sometimes," Lily said. "I like the trees. And the quiet spots." "Well," Ethan said cheerfully, "you can always sit with us." "Right, Dad," Mark chuckled. "Absolutely." Lily's eyes watered. Not from sadness, but from feeling welcome in a way she hadn't felt in a long time. Someone saw her as a person, not a problem to look away from. For the first time in many months, she felt like she wasn't on the outside looking in. She felt part of something simple: friendship, warmth, family. The sun had dropped lower, painting the sky pink and gold. And as they sat together, a small but powerful connection grew, quiet, gentle, and real. The sun slowly dipped behind the tall oak trees, turning the park golden as the evening settled in. The breeze grew cooler, and the sounds of children playing started to fade. But for Mark, Ethan, and Lily, the moment felt warm, peaceful in a way each of them hadn't experienced in a long time. Lily glanced at the sky. "I should probably head home soon," she said softly. But her voice carried a hint of hesitation, like she didn't really want to leave. Mark nodded. "Do your parents worry when you're out late?" Lily shook her head. "My mom knows I come to the park after physical therapy. She'll be okay." She paused. "Sometimes she tries to treat me like she used to, but I can tell she's scared. She checks on me every minute. I know she means well, but it makes me feel like she thinks I can't handle anything." Mark understood. "You've been strong for so long," he said. "Sometimes adults don't realize that kids, teens, notice everything." Lily smiled faintly, touched that he understood her without judging. "I just want her to see that I'm still me, even if things look different now." Before Mark could respond, Ethan tugged her sleeve. "Lily, can you come tomorrow? We could feed ducks or race leaves in the water stream. Or, he ran out of breath. Lily laughed, the warmest sound Mark had heard from her all day. "I'd like that," she said. "If it's okay with your dad." Mark nodded gently. "Of course. You're welcome anytime." Lily looked away for a moment, blinking carefully. She wasn't used to this, being included so easily, being invited without hesitation. She had grown used to polite distance, to people treating her like someone who needed special handling. But here, on this simple park bench, she just felt like herself. As they prepared to leave, Mark offered, "Do you want us to walk with you? At least until the gate?" Lily hesitated, then nodded. "Sure." Ethan grabbed her hand without thinking, guiding her forward with innocent excitement. Lily balanced herself with her crutches, but she didn't let go of Ethan's hand. That small gesture meant more than she could express. They walked slowly, the gravel crunching softly under their steps. Other families passed them, but for once Lily didn't notice any staring. She was too busy smiling at Ethan's animated stories about school and dinosaurs and how he planned to become a superhero scientist one day. When they reached the entrance, Lily stopped. "Thank you for today," she said quietly. "I didn't know I needed this." Mark gave her a warm, fatherly smile. "Everyone needs a place where they feel seen. I'm glad you chose to sit beside us." Lily's eyes shimmered, but this time she didn't hide it. "I'll come tomorrow," she whispered. Ethan cheered, jumping. Lily waved before turning toward her street, her crutches tapping a steady rhythm on the pavement. She looked smaller against the setting sun, but stronger than ever. As Mark watched her go, he felt something unexpected: hope. Maybe life had been hard for them all. But today, something new had started. Something gentle, something healing, something that felt a lot like family.